Welcome back to the Skift Daily Briefing. It's Wednesday, April 29th. I'm Sarah Diendishi, and today, budget airlines are asking the government for a $2.5 billion lifeline. International travelers are quietly canceling their U.S. trips, and vacation rentals are feeling it hard. And Virgin Voyages handed a free cruise to 1,100 TikTokers. Yes, really. Let's get into it. First up, budget airlines are in trouble, and they're turning to Washington for help. A group of ultra-low-cost carriers, including Frontier and Avelo, met with Trump administration officials earlier this month to request $2.5 billion in government aid. The reason? Jet fuel. At over $4 a gallon right now, these smaller carriers are getting crushed in a way that bigger airlines simply aren't. Large carriers have diverse revenue streams and bigger networks to absorb the hit. Budget airlines don't have that cushion. Their entire model is built on keeping costs razor thin. Now, the group is comparing the request to the CARES Act, the $50 billion government rescue that kept airlines flying during COVID. Now, in exchange for the aid, the government would receive warrants, meaning it could take equity stakes in the carriers. And this is happening alongside a separate deal for Spirit Airlines, which is negotiating its own $500 million government loan just to avoid liquidation. President Trump has even floated the idea of the government buying Spirit outright, then selling it for a profit once fuel prices drop. The takeaway, if you fly budget carriers, Frontier, Avelo, Spirit, Allegiant, the next few months could bring real uncertainty around routes, pricing, and whether some of these airlines look the same on the other side of this crisis. Next up, new exclusive data from vacation rental analytics firm AirDNA paints a pretty sobering picture of international tourism to the U.S. right now. We already know international visitors are pulling back, but AirDNA's numbers show vacation rentals are getting hit even harder than the overall tourism data suggest. International short-term rental demand was down 4.7% in January, worse than the 3.5% drop in overall international visitation. The Canadian pullback is the most dramatic. Bookings from Canada were down 23% in March. This is on top of drops of 28% and 30% in the 2 months before that. And this has been building for over a year. It started when the Trump administration announced tariffs and began talking about making Canada the 51st state. AirDNA's chief economist says that there are currently no signs of relief from Canadian travelers who are increasingly choosing the Caribbean, Europe, and Asia instead. New York is down 27% in international vacation rental demand. Other big drops are coming from Western Europe and Australia. So how does this impact you? Well, if you're a host or own a vacation rental in a major U.S. city, this is a real headwind. And with the World Cup coming in June, the question is whether international sentiment shifts in time to actually fill those bookings. And quite frankly, it's looking unlikely. And finally, something a little more fun, Virgin Voyages just handed over an entire ship to 1,100 TikTok creators for a 3-night cruise to the Bahamas. And the results were kind of wild. In just 2 days after the voyage ended, the trip generated over 17,000 pieces of content, 108 million views, and 3.8 million engagements. Virgin saw a 270% spike in unique viewers and a 396% jump in brand engagements, and web traffic from social platforms more than doubled. Now, the strategy here is very deliberate. Virgin has been shifting its marketing budget away from traditional TV ads towards creator content for the past 2 years. That spend now makes up about 35% of their production budget, and they expect it to double by next year. And here's the stat that really drives it home. Visitors who come to Virgin's site from social media convert to bookings in half the time compared to people who come from traditional digital ads. And as a digital creator myself, I am loving seeing this, a big brand that's really putting the data front and center. Now, in a nutshell, this is what modern travel marketing looks like now. It's not a TV spot. A TikTok from a wheelchair-using creator reviewing the ship's accessibility features, or maybe it's a pastry chef debating the merits of a pistachio macaroon. Whatever it is, it's authentic, it's targeted, and very effective. Well, that's it for your Skift Daily Briefing. For more industry news, head to skift.com. And as always, subscribe at skift.com/daily. Thanks so much for listening.